and the tires rub, and you would like, man, if I just could get another 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch of lift on it, well, it would solve all my problems. Well, here at Weldtech Designs, when you have this awesome King coilover in there, you can do just that. So we put the lift kit on this particular Transit trail. It gave it 1/4 inch more height, and we want a little bit more. So I'm going to show you just how easy it is to crank up that coilover and get a little bit more height out of your Ford Transit with 2.5 King shocks from Weldtech Design.
So what's gonna happen?
So what I want to do is I'm going to jack up the van. I want to get all the weight off the shocks.
Yeah. So is it at full droop right now?
It is.
Okay.
All right, so this is all the way drooped out. So what I'm going to do is there's an Allen key right here. This is going to put tension on the shock. So I'm going to loosen up this Allen key, and then there's a spanner wrench. So you can put the spanner wrench in there. So this is the King, this is like the spanner wrench. If you don't have one of those, you can also use like a Phillips screwdriver and put it in the hole and just turn it. So I'm going to spin this up. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to measure from the bottom of this to here, so I know exactly how far I'm cranking this up.
Okay, but I have a question before you start. So this is the Transit Trail Hero Kit, right?
No, this is the Trail Hero Kit.
Right, this is the Trail Hero Kit.
Transit.
Whatever. So this is supposed to give you 2 inches of height, right? Out of the box. So why are we doing all this right now?
So we want to get a better ride out of the Transit Trail. We're going to be able to do that by having these adjustable shocks, and that's the whole point, is like it's adjustable. It's not like a one and done sort of thing. Not only can I adjust it here in my garage with just a couple of tools, I can gain more ride height, but let's say I'm out on the trail and I'm like, oh, it's too soft. I can go to the compression adjuster on the shock and make the shock stiffer as well. The Ford Transit has no way of aligning the Transit from the factory. So you're pretty much stuck with whatever your alignment is. With this Trail Hero Kit, you're gonna get both camber adjustment and caster adjustment. So that's how I'm able to crank this up a little bit and still be able to correct my camber and an alignment because of that adjustable lower control arm.
So do you think you can get more than 2 inches of height out of this?
Yeah, so right now I'm gonna measure this. I know I'm at like 1 inch because I set these shocks yesterday when we installed this. So I'm gonna go ahead and crank this up like a 1/2 inch more. And you can see I can just put the screwdriver in there.
Sorry, I knew that was gonna happen.
And I can just turn this.
Yeah. And how many turns are you doing?
Well, it's not how many turns I'm doing. I'm going off of a measurement so that I can get both sides
Sick.
the same.
So this is really like, this is sick, huh?
Well, yeah, this is what
You
it's
could just do Chevy, right?
Yeah, so like on my coilover Chevy, I could do the same thing. I could adjust the ride height by simply adjusting the coilover. Now, here's the other bitchin' part about it. Is so we're doing more of these on like motorhomes. So let's say your motorhome is heavier. I can also run a different spring rate. So if I'm having to put 1.5 inches of preload in this, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'll weigh this. And we can do 4 corner weights on your vehicle. And then what I could do is go, okay, this one weighs X amount of pounds more, and I can actually change the spring rate as well so that I would have to put less preload in it. So there's just so many different things that you can do which make this just awesome. So that's a 1/2 inch more. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and tighten this up.
Sucking sick.
And then I'm gonna do the other side. Now, there is gonna be even some more new products coming for the front of these for even more control, which is gonna be exciting. I'm doing it on my Transit right now. Look out for that jack. That jack is deadly today.
That was noob move right there.
We just gotta watch our language so the kids can watch this and learn, you know? We got the camera guy back here cussing.
Well, I can cut that out because I am also the editor.
All right, so we're gonna loosen that up. We're gonna double check what our measurement is so we can see that we're 1 inch to the bottom of the threads. And we know that we wanna give this a 1/2 inch more height. So now that that's loose,
And you're using the Phillips head screwdriver.
I am using that.
You're not even using the King spanner wrench. That's
No,
probably
because-
expensive and pretty.
It is. So here's the thing with this, when you do it, so this is actually made for a 2.5 adjuster, so the radius is off just a little bit.
Okay.
So I don't want to scratch the outside of the shock,
I see.
and that's why I'm just using.
So does it normally work well when you're using it with the right size shock?
It does, but here's the other thing. Sometimes the handle and the way that it is, it's actually a little bit more difficult to use.
When
A lot
you're-
of times I'll just take a screwdriver and cut it off shorter so
Yeah.
that way
Yeah.
it gets in. I mean, luckily in this wheel well, I have a lot of room. In the Chevy, very little room. By pre-runner, very little room. And that's the thing is like, I'm using this same sort of setup on my off-road truck, which does crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't been shotgun in it either yet. Going really fast in the desert.
So there we go. That's 1.5 inches. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this back up.
Sick. Wow.
And now what I'm gonna do is I can drop this back down. I'm gonna just back it up a little bit, pull it forward, and take a new measurement.
I think that blue color really looks good on this one.
Oh, this blue is nice.
And with the shocks, wow.
Yeah, this blue is definitely sexy.
See the lights? Very cool lights. Yeah. It's actually, guys, this is MV. Guess what? It's really good to see these transit trails come in. You know, I feel like we really laid the groundwork for the stuff. I mean, I've been posting a lot of transit videos, trail videos. We've been in forums. And now we're seeing our hard work on a beautiful, brand new transit trail. Here comes the measurements.
35 and 1/8. So I'm nearly 1 inch higher, 7/8 of an inch
Okay.
more height
Let me
than
turn
what
around.
this had.
Sorry.
So I'm gonna call that 35 and 1/8. So now this Ford Transit Trail is lifted about 7/8 more than it was factory 2-inch lift. So now this could be the tallest Transit ever at 2 7/8 of a lift on there.
Making claims.
Dude, you know,
Heavy
like,
claims.
could be, you know, I want
Yeah.
someone show me one that's lifted more. You know, I'm sure there's one out there, but anyways, I mean, I would love to see 265s on this, you know,
Yeah.
a little bit bigger tire on there as well, but there it is. So now we have 7/8 height. Now what's nice about this is depending on your build out, keep in mind, this is huge. Let's say you put more weight on that rear passenger side. Well, if you put more weight over there, it's gonna make this side sit higher. Well, we could adjust that in the front and I could add a little bit more preload to that other side, to that passenger side to level it all out. So really a ton of freedom. Yeah, we're right there, 35 and 1/16. So pretty equal. Now the big thing is, yes, we still want to do an alignment on this, make sure that it's all bitchin', and then it's time to have fun. So on the back of this too, so rear progressive springs, 2.5 King shocks, and the same thing. Here's the deal. Like, look how nice and easy this is to get to. So if I want to add additional compression to the rear of this shock, I'm easily able to reach my hand in there and do that.
So I have a big question here. So this is one of the things I noticed. Why does it seem like this one's so much easier to get to than on yours?
Because I'm running a bigger tire.
Exactly.
So bigger
Keep in
tire,
mind, right?
yes, you run a bigger tire. Yes, it is a little bit more difficult to get your hand in there to get to that. This is a 245. I am running a 265. Same kit all around. Mine's not a Transit Trail. It's just an all-wheel drive Transit with that 265 tire, so it does make that just a little bit more difficult. I did have to do more trimming in the front wheel wells. I'm okay with that. I've also done a front bumper. Keep that in mind. You add a front bumper to the front of your Ford Transit, it's gonna open up this whole section right here. Actually, let's just go look at it. So we have our new tube winch bumper on our Weldtech Designs Transit here in the shop. And I mean, like massive space here. Like just nothing is, you know, like we're not rubbing. We did cut back the back portion of the wheel well. Just bitchin'.
Hey, I thought no swearing.
Bitchin'. It's like bitchin' sauce. It's like a food, so it's okay.
It's a swear word.
It's okay because
You're a bad person.
I'm horrible. All right, so
We really got to end this video because this is not even the real video. So we'll see you in the real video.
But
Peace.
who knows where this will be?